Hi there, Moped Maniacs, back again with another video today. I'm going to show you how to change from your standard throttle, which I have the back plate here, to one of the Molossi Stage 6 throttles, which I have here. You also get the throttle cable included, which if you come down here, you can see on the card I've already prepared it, but this is the Stage 6 throttle cable. One thing to remember is that you have the adjustable part here, which makes it so that you can fit it onto most bikes or scooters, whatever you have. The first thing you need to do though is the top part, and then place this barrel back in, as you can see, with all the slider and the spring and such. Make sure you're careful with this end. But don't put this in first, because you need to be able to adjust this with the slider and everything on to make sure it's nice and tight. Now when you can't hear, I've already done the wiring. What I've done is I've used this as the horn, because I find the horn button on the SSP switch is much better for the starter, and I'd rather having a little button for the horn, so I don't really need to use it. One of the best things that I must say you need to do is use the middle one and not the top one, because you can very easily pull it out because this plastic's not amazing. So all you need to do is get all of this ready and take it all apart. It's all very easily. And then on here you need to get these two aligned so that you can put your cable in. Remember to put this on first. It's actually quite hard to get over that, but you will be able to if you give it a bit of a squeeze. But don't forget to put that on, because otherwise this will, I believe it can slowly get a bit manky, and obviously you want all this to be waterproof. Now if you get the wheel, you get several different wheels depending on what colour that you want, but I want it as black. And you just place the wire all around that and place it in. Then you can, on here you'll see that there's 3 different notches. I'm going to use the middle one. You can either use the bottom or the middle one. I wouldn't, well, you can use the top, but I wouldn't recommend it. So just place it in. Almost use the top one. And another try. And put it into place. And then what you need to do is get this piece first, which is the back plate for it, which sits over the whole lot. And move the whole thing in to where you want it, and two screws in, as long as you've got the right Allen key. Tighten it up, but don't, if you can even. Tighten it up, but don't tighten up too much at the moment, because you want to make sure everything else is fine. And then you get your top plate, and you need to push it into this part, and it should actually pop in. And that's why I had the small one out. What I recommend with this cable though is on this end at the bottom is when you've got your old cable taken off, is if you get the top end of the new cable that you've got, and actually I just wrapped it with some insulation tape, and that's how I pulled the cable through. You may need to take off this bit of casing so that you can unhook the double connector of where it actually is hooked in, so that it goes to the 2-stroke, but some bikes may not have that if you've got a 4-stroke. And then you can just pull it all the way through the bike until it comes through, unwrap it, and then you've got the front end here and you've got the bottom end there, which makes it nice and easy. Obviously you need to take off your old throttle, undo the screws. For mine I didn't have Allen keys, bolts. Obviously take your throttle off, which I've got ready, but hopefully I'll be able to get it back on. It's not the easiest of things. So now that you've got everything nice and tight, you can keep the rubber off for the second. I didn't mean to pull that. But tighten this up, and I'd tighten it out quite a bit at the second, but not too much. And then slide everything into place how you need it. I reckon that there is good. Try not to have it too much further over either. Make sure they're nice and tight. Obviously you don't want any of this sliding when you try and put your throttle on, your grip on, sorry. So now push your throttle cable in slightly, but make sure you've got plenty of slack so that when you're turning it doesn't pull the cable anywhere, because then you'll have problems where your throttle, if you turn to your right, I believe, I've had it before, where it snags in between. So now that your throttle's on, that's everything you need to do at this end, but you need to now get this all on, and as soon as this on, I'll fast forward me putting this on, and then I'll just show you how you need to tighten this up to actually make it work properly. So now that you've put the throttle cable back into your carb and tightened all of this back up, what you'll find is that on here you need to actually twist this until, for me, I had to pull this out, twist this until your throttle is completely tight, and remember to put the rubber seals back over them. And then when you come up to your footing, you should be able to actually hear on the carb it click, or at least on my carb you can, and that's where you're hitting TDP, which is full throttle. Sorry, you're hitting full throttle. And then all you need to do, if you have any slack, which I do have a tiny amount, is tighten this off until you don't have any more slack. And that's pretty much it. I don't have any slack now. And that's everything you need to do. That's how you change from a standard throttle to a stage 6 throttle. All you need to do now is pop your throttle, your actual grip back on, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.